Last week, the governor of Rhode Island issued a strict stay at home order for the entire state, as well as a 14-day quarantine order for all out of state visitors, which is creating some interesting challenges for police in the state. We're joined now by the chief of one of the departments which we ride with, East Providence Chief William Nebus. Chief, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it. First and foremost, how are the officers in East Providence holding up?
Well, we're doing everything we can to keep them safe, and so far they've been holding up very well, and mostly because of food and humor.
Look, well, a lot of news made in Rhode Island, stopping out-of-state cars on the road. How does this work? Is this based on out-of-state license plates?
Yes, it is. So far, that's being handled strictly by the state police and not us, although we do border a Massachusetts town. It hasn't really reached this area. They're focusing more on the southern end of the state at this point, and maybe one other location coming from the north. But as I said, that's the state police that are handling that. They're asking for compliance for motorists to pull into rest areas, and all they're doing is trying to find out their destination. They're not forcing them to quarantine. They're asking them to self-quarantine. They're explaining their reasons and explaining that we're trying to slow the curve, as everybody's used to hearing by now. And so far, they've said they've gotten about 90% compliance.
Hey, Chief, it's Sean Larkin here at Tulsa Police Department in Tulsa. Man, I understand you guys are a relatively smaller department. And my question is, we've seen the impact this has had on agencies like New York City's had a large percent of officers out due to the virus. Here in Tulsa, we're having some issues with it now. And I wonder if it's having an impact there on you guys with your agency. And if so, how are you guys handling that?
It is having a small impact, but so far our number is probably less than 10% impact. So at this point, it has not been a huge issue. We've got some help from all of our divisions and departments. For instance, the school resource officers are no longer in school since schools are shut down to remote learning. So our school resource officers are working a beat, and they're helping fill the manpower issues.
Chief, it's Tom Morris. What particular crimes have you seen go up? And some states have talked about banning alcohol sales due to the spike in domestic violence because of people being locked up in the house for 24/7.
So far, we haven't seen any spikes. We've actually seen a little bit of reduction. So the alcohol stores are still open. Some of them have limited hours, but there have not been any problems, knock on wood, with looting or shoplifting overnight, things like that.
All right, Chief, thank you very much. As you may know, the East Providence officers are some of the fan favorites. So without naming them all, just please say hello to all of them and tell them that we're thinking about them. We appreciate it and appreciate your time.